Some drivers never make it home.
Hold it steady. Very slowly now. Keep it tight to the wall.
North Yungas Road, Bolivia. For decades, this was the primary artery between La Paz and the lowlands. Food, fuel, movement. Kolyma Highway, Russia. Built to move labor and resources across Siberia. Without it, the region disconnects. Lena Highway, seasonal access to entire settlements. When the surface collapses, isolation returns. These roads are not engineering mistakes. They are calculated risks. Because not building them would cost even more. Where necessity outweighs safety. In Alaska, distance is not a metaphor. It is measured in hundreds of kilometers of emptiness. The Dalton Highway exists for one reason: oil must move. The road stretches for approximately 660 kilometers. Through permafrost, snow, and isolation. Without it, supply lines collapse. And isolation becomes more dangerous than ice. Thousands of kilometers south, the terrain rises. The Karakoram Highway connects Pakistan and China across some of the highest paved terrain on Earth. It climbs above 4,000 meters in sections. Trade does not wait for perfect conditions. It demands passage. Closing this road would not remove risk. It would relocate it. When isolation costs more than exposure, necessity outweighs safety. Mountains do not negotiate. They do not lower themselves for convenience. The Sichuan Tibet Highway was built to secure connection across the plateau. It stretches for more than 2,000 kilometers. Landslides and rockfall are routine. But the road remains operational. Because territory without access is territory without control. Further west, Zoji connects the Kashmir Valley to Ladakh. At elevations above 3,500 meters, weather closes the pass for months each year. Yet, supply lines must continue. Food, fuel, reinforcement. The alternative is strategic vulnerability. When mountains block movement, infrastructure becomes policy, and necessity outweighs safety. Not every road serves a nation. Some serve a village. Meadows Road in Pakistan is narrow, unpaved, and carved into rock. There are no guardrails. But at the end of this road, people live. Food must arrive. Medicine must arrive. Waiting for a safer alternative is not an option. In New Zealand, another narrow path cuts through history. Skipper's Canyon Road was built during the gold rush. It was never widened for comfort. It was built to extract value from the land. Gold demanded access, and access demanded compromise. When communities depend on a single route, delay becomes risk, and necessity outweighs safety. Some roads are widened. Some are reinforced. And some are carved directly through stone. Guoliang Tunnel in central China stretches for approximately 1,200 meters. It is roughly 4 meters wide and cut into a vertical cliff face. Before the tunnel, the village was accessible only by a steep mountain path. Isolation limited movement. Movement limited survival. The tunnel was carved by local residents, not because it was efficient, but because there was no viable alternative. A safer road would have required resources the village did not possess. So the mountain was negotiated. Not for comfort, for access, where necessity outweighs safety. Not every road is built for commerce. Some are built for deterrence. The Transfăgărășan was constructed in the 1970s. Its purpose was strategic mobility across the Carpathian Mountains. Stretching for approximately 90 kilometers. Climbing to altitudes above 2,000 meters. The design was not optimized for comfort. It was optimized for movement under pressure. After the invasion of Czechoslovakia, Romania sought internal mobility across its mountain barrier. The mountains were an obstacle. Infrastructure became response. The road reduced isolation between regions. But it did not eliminate exposure. Military necessity reshaped the landscape. Because in certain moments, strategic vulnerability costs more than risk. and necessity outweighs safety. Some roads are born from military intent. And remain because trade requires them. Stelvio Pass rises to approximately 2,757 meters above sea level. Built in the 19th century to connect the Austrian Empire with Lombardy. The objective was movement across the Alps without reliance on foreign territory. Control of trade routes meant control of revenue. The mountain was not lowered. It was crossed. Weather closes the pass seasonally. Yet goods continued to move through these elevations. Because alternative routes were longer, slower, and politically fragile. Trade does not wait for perfect geography. It follows the path that can be built. Empires shift. Borders change. But the route remains. Where necessity outweighs safety, engineering can reshape terrain, but it cannot eliminate it. The D915 near Bayburt contains 29 steep switchbacks in a single ascent. Each turn reduces speed, but increases exposure. The geometry was dictated by elevation gain and limited space. Widening the road would require greater excavation and cost. So the compromise remains visible. Along the coast of South Africa, the compromise takes a different form. Chapman's Peak Drive spans approximately 9 kilometers of exposed rock face. Rockfall mitigation systems reduce risk. They do not remove it. Closing the road permanently would isolate coastal communities and trade flow. Maintaining it requires constant monitoring and investment. The decision is ongoing. Reduce the danger enough to function. Accept the remaining exposure. Where necessity outweighs safety. Not every compromise is carved into stone. Some are measured in hours. Passage du Gois connects the mainland of France to the island of Noirmoutier. It extends for approximately 4 kilometers across tidal flats. Twice each day, the Atlantic reclaims it. The margin is not distance. It is timing. Rescue towers stand for those who miscalculate. Building a permanent bridge would require far greater investment. So the decision remains temporary access. Accept daily interruption. Accept calculated exposure, because connection still matters. Even when safety cannot be permanent, this is the final trade. When building something permanent costs too much, time becomes the compromise. Where necessity outweighs safety. These roads are not failures. They are calculations between distance and exposure, between control and terrain, between cost and connection. Every kilometer we saw exists because not building it was considered worse. That is the trade humanity keeps making. Hazard, Atlas, where necessity outweighs safety.